Hi guys, welcome to another tutorial. This is Momo Yala lecture series, that is the channel name. We have was November 2010 question 1A and it is fraction. It says simplify 37 whole number 1 over 2 divide 5 over 9 of bracket open 4 over 7 plus 1 over 5 bracket closes minus 80 whole number 1 over 3. So before we can solve this, it is important to note that this word of means times. And when you are solving fractional problems and you see this of, the two fractions that the of is between or the of is separating are to be grouped. So in other words, when you solve in here, when you make these fractions in here to be 1, then you will have to separate the 5 over 9 from the other ones by enclosing it in parentheses with whatever result you get from this. So that's how we're going to do it. And then we can begin this by converting from mixed fraction to improper fraction. And to do that, you multiply the whole number by the denominator and then add the result to the numerator. That is, you say 37 times 2. So you say 37 times 2. 37 times 2, that will give us 74 plus the numerator here, 1. That will give us 75. So it will be 75 all over the same denominator. Divide 5 over 9. So this is 5 over 9. The reason we're repeating this, we want to combine these fractions in here into one fraction. So we have of. The of should be maintained until we separate the 5 over 9 from this other fraction by using bracket or parentheses. So we say of, and then we come in here to make this to be a single fraction that will allow us to remove this bracket. So you can see divided by, you draw a fractional bar. So if you draw a fractional bar, you have two fractions in here that are unlike because the denominators are different. So they are unlike fractions. So if that's the case, then you find the LCM for 7 and 5. LCM is the same as LCD. LCM is the least common multiple. But when the least common multiple, when the numbers are denominators, then it will change from LCM to LCD, which is now least common denominator. So the LCD for 7 and 5 is 35. And then 7 goes into 35 5 times. 5 times 4 will give us 20. So this is 20. Whatever sign is here, you ready? In this case, we have plus, you ready plus. 5 goes into 35 7 times. 7 times 1 will give us 7. And then minus, we convert this mixed fraction to improper fraction by multiplying this whole number 80 by 3. 80 multiplied by 3, that will give us 240. 240 plus 1, that will give us 241. So this is 241. 241 all over 3. So with this now, we can get rid of this off, but in getting rid of this off, we will have to put the two fractions that the off is separating into parentheses or bracket. We can see 75 over 2 divide, then we open our parentheses, 5 over 9. This off, remember, means times. So 20 plus 7, that will give us 27 all over 35 minus 241 all over 3. You repeat this, 75 over 2. You want to have a single fraction here, so you have to repeat it. 75 over 2 divide. Now, we have fraction multiplication. When you are multiplying two or more fractions, you multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. But before doing that, it is important that you first reduce the fractions. Meaning you look for a number that can enter in any of the denominator or that can divide any of the denominator equally and also divide any of the numerator equally. So for example, you have 9. can divide 9, or 9 can go into 9 one time, 9 can go into 27 3 times. So 5 is here 1 time, 5 into 35 7 times. So you can see now that we've reduced the fractions in the parentheses, and we can then multiply numerator by numerator, denominator by denominator. So we say 1 times 3, that will give us 3. We can now omit or leave out the parentheses, because we would now, we will now have, combine the two fractions here. So 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 7 is 7, and then minus 241. Now, according to Bombard, we have to solve the division first before the subtraction or the addition. So we have to solve this out first. So you have 75 over 2. You will rewrite the first fraction and then change the division sign to multiplication sign. If that happens, then you reciprocate the second fraction. So 7 goes up 3 times down, minus 241 over 3. Again, we have fraction multiplication. So we can observe if we can reduce the fraction before we can multiply. It is possible. 3 here, 1 time, 3 goes into 75 25 times. So we have here 25 times 7. 25 times 7. That will give us 175. All over 2 times 1, that will be 2. Minus 241 over 3. So we can write it on this side. Let me just bring it here so you can see it good. You now have 175 all over 2 minus 241 all over 3. Again, we have to subtract two fractions that have different denominators to find the LCD. For the denominator, the LCD for 2 and 3 will be 6. So we say 2 goes into 6, it goes there 3 times. 3 times 175. That will give us 525. So this is 525. The sign here is minus, so we write a minus here. 3 goes into 6, it goes 2 times. 2 times this numerator, 241. That is 482. So 482. We now have 482 being subtracted from 525. 525. So you'll be left with 43. 43 all over 6. So you can reduce it further by expressing it in base fraction. So you say 43 divided 6. Your whole number there is 7. So it's 7 whole number. So we can say 7 times 6, that would be 7 times 6, that should be 42. So if you take off 42 from 43, you'll be left with 1. That will be a new numerator. So it'll be 1 all over the same denominator. So this is the answer. Again, don't forget to subscribe, like, share this video, as it is meant to prepare those that will be sitting the West African Senior School Certificate Examination. Whether it is private test or candidate test, it is important that you follow us, as we will have more intriguing videos in mathematics and in subsequent time, different subjects. Thank you.